This is the before and this is the after. This is the before and this is the after. If you edit dark skin in Photoshop and it keeps turning gray, you are probably doing something wrong. In this video, I'm going to show you how to retouch dark skin naturally without losing its rich color and tone. And this is the before and then this is the after. When I zoom in, when I zoom in, you can see that the image is looking good, and you can see the before, that you can see these lines in the model's chin, but when I show you the after, you can see the difference. So we are going to start by deleting this group. So firstly, remember always to duplicate the background layer. This protects the original image. Then remove big blemishes while using the spot healing tool. But you can see that our image don't have those big blemishes, but I can still try to remove these hairlines in her face. And the next thing is we are going to try to smoothen the skin correctly, or the correct way. So firstly, I will just come to my actions, and if you would like this action, please comment action and I will send you a link to get these actions. So I will just get my frequency separation action, and I will just spray it and it will pop. After popping, I will open the groups and then come to this layer 1. So I'll need to come to the lasso tool, and I will try to select parts in our model's face, and then go to filter, then Gaussian blur, and then I will try to So go on and edit each part. So So after that, you can see the before and then after, but you can see when I zoom in, you can see that there is some parts which are not well edited. So here I will try to use the mixer brush tool. So I will just come to the layer 1 and then disable the layer copy, and then come to brushes and then select the mixer brush tool. Make sure it's a clean brush and make sure that the weight is at around 9% and then the load 75%, mix 90%, and then the flow around 90%. Try to brush on these areas. So after that, you can see the before and then after, the before and then after so far. So after that, you are going to try to do the dodge and bound to make it more professional. So I'll just come to the curves and then I'll just level up the curve, and then I'll just come to the mask and press Ctrl I. So after that, come back to the curves and then lower the curve, and then come here and press Ctrl I. So come and name this dodge, and then here burn. So come here to the dodge mask and then come and change the brush. Make sure it's a hard brush here. Take the hard brush and then come and draw, and make sure that the color swatches, the black is down, and then come and start drawing these lines. You draw lines on the highlights in the image. As you can see that I'm trying to draw these lines on the highlights of the image. So after that, come to the burn and do the same on the shadow areas, as you can see. Do this to the shadow areas. This will make our image to look more professional. So after that, group these layers, open them, and come to the mask here and just double click. Press on the mask, then come to window and then property. So here I'm going to go to the feather, then try to lower up the feather or increase on the feather, then come to the band again, and then windows, and then property, and then do the same. For now I will use the 85 pixel of the feather. So after that, come to the dodge, left click, and then come to this blending modes. So after that, come to this underlining layer. So split it by pressing Alt and then click and split it, and then you can see the difference it makes. After that, come and press OK. Come to the band, do the same, left click, blending options, and then come to the underlining layer and then split the highlights, and then do the same as you did on the dodge. After that, press OK. And here so far you can see the before and then after, but this is not looking professional. So what we are going to do is we are going to come back to the dodge and then window and then properties. We are going to try to increase on the feather so that we get the best results. So for now I use the 139 pixel and then do the same on the band. Also increase on the feather, and so far you can see the before and then after, but it's not yet looking more professional. So you can still come to the dodge and then reduce on the opacity, and then also come to the band and then reduce on the opacity to make it more professional look. So after that, you can see the before and then after. When I zoom in, you can see the before and then after. If it's not looking good, you can always come to the group opacity and increase or reduce it according to your likings. Here you can see the before and then after. For now, let me leave it like this. You can see the before and then after. So the next thing is I'm going to try to fix skin color. You know, most of you don't go for the skin color, and this adds a little bit of professionalism in this image. So firstly, I'll just come to the curves, to the adjustment layer, and then just come to the selective color, and then I'll just come to the blacks, and then I'll just do this, increase on the cyan of the blacks, and here so far you can see the before and then after. This helps us to reduce on the reds and those colors which are not looking more professional in the image. So you can see the before and then after. So the next thing is For me, I will try to add a little bit of melanin, dark melanin skin, because as you can see that the image or the model is or has a dark skin, so try to put more professionalism in this by trying to put in some little bit of melanin tone in this image. So I'll just come to the blacks and then I'll just reduce on the reds and then on the yellows. So after that I'll just come to the multiply and then I'll just play around with the opacity. To make it more dramatic, and so far you can see the before and then after, and this helps us to add a little bit of contrast and to remove those harsh highlights in the model's face or in the image. And you can see it, this is the before and then this after. You can always come and play around with the opacity to make it more professional. But for now, for me, I will leave it like this. So after that, again, I'll just try to make the image or the model's face pop a little bit. So I just come to the vibrancy. So here I'll just try to increase on the saturation of the model. I just increase on the saturation to make it more pop or more professional look, and you can see the before and then after. If it's too much, you can always come and play around with the opacity. So after this, the next thing is I'll try to add a little bit of light in this image or in the model scale. So I'll just come to the adjustment layer and then come to the exposure. Here I'll try to play around with the exposure a little bit. I think that is okay with our image and you can see it. So the next thing is I'll duplicate this layer by pressing Ctrl and Shift Alt key. So the next thing is I will come to the camera raw filter. I'm going to try to play around with the blacks, adding a little bit of light in the shadows. As you can see the before and then after so far. And I'll just try to add a little bit of clarity. I think think that will be enough for our image. Then I'll just press OK. So you can see the before and then after. And the last thing is to try to add a little bit of contrast in this image. So I just need to come to the curves, and then I just need to and so far you can see the before and then after, the before and then after. So the next thing is I'll duplicate these layers. So right here I'll just need to draw an S curve, and so far you can see the difference. More contrast is added. This the before and then this the after, and you can always come to the opacity, play around with the opacity. After that, you can always come back and play around with these layers to get the perfect in this image. So you can always come back and play around with this. So what I'm seeing now, the dodge and burn, the dodge, they are too harsh, so I try to reduce them a little bit, and so far you can see it right now. This is before and then this is the after. You can see it right now. Then you can always come and add a little bit. Always come back and check these layers and try to play around with them, get the perfect results for your images. Soon. Always come back and check your layers to get the perfect results. You can see so far our image, and right now I'll just try to add a little bit of professions professionalism. So I'll try to add a little bit of blacks to make our image or our blacks pop, and you can see the before and then after, the before and then after. If it's too much, you can always come back and play around with the opacity. And after that, you can group these layers. Sorry, we didn't white the teeth. So the next thing is I'll try to whiten the teeth. So I just come to there, just playing around with the saturation. Press Ctrl. Press Ctrl I, and then get the brush. Make sure it's a soft round brush. Make sure that the black swatches are down. So try to whiten. Try to whiten the eyes. You can see the before and then after. So after that, you can add a little bit of lipstick on the model's lips. So I just come to the solid color, and then I'll just come to the reds and pick the red. Then I'll just come and press OK. Come to the mask and then press Ctrl R. Zoom in and get the brush, and then come to the blending mode and then soft light. Start to brush on the model's lips. After that, you can see it's not looking professional. So what we are going to do is we are going to left click, come to the blending mode, come to the underlining layer and then split this. So after that, you can see now it's looking more professional, but the opacity, we need to reduce on the opacity to make it more natural and professional. So I will leave it at around 50%, so you can see the before and then after. If it's too much, you can always come back and play around with the opacity, get the perfect result. And you can see the before and then after. So after that, come and group these layers in one group, and so far you can see the before and then after, the before and then after. You can see it, and you can always come back and reduce on the opacity according to your likings. So far you can see the before and then after. This is looking more professional, and this is looking more gray. So that's how to retouch your photos or your images or dark skin photos in Photoshop without them turning green. If you found this helpful, like and subscribe for more video tutorials. Tell me in the comment section what you want to learn next. See you in the next one.